Hey guys, it's Amber. So today I'm going to be doing the best and worst of Shop Miss A. So obviously I haven't tried everything on the website. The website is extremely huge, but I did a haul about a month ago and I've had some time to use these products. So I wanted to let you know what was the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and start with the good things. I'm just going to give a quick little mini review about all the things that I really liked. I'll share a few things that I was like, these are okay. And then I'll share with you the do not buys, do not go there. No way. So first off, I really liked this face primer from Santee. I felt like it soaked into the skin really nicely. It didn't leave a really oily feeling on my skin, and I did feel like it helped minimize the look of my pores, and my foundation went really well over it, and I found that my foundation lasted a long time, so I had no complaints about this at all. I thought that it worked really well, and I would definitely keep using it and definitely recommend buying it for $1. Like it was great. Next is the Santee Aqua Stylish Silky Milk Foundation. I really liked this foundation, but I wouldn't call it a foundation. To me, this goes on more like a BB cream, CC cream. The only drawback with this is because it kind of has more of that BB cream texture. If you don't use it with a primer, it can sink into your pores a little bit, but I found if I had a primer on first, then that wasn't an issue. But that was the only negative thing. The wear is gonna be around, 6 to 8 hours, a typical, more like BB cream. It's not a super long wearing product, but it didn't break me out. It looked good. I had no issues with it. It's I would say light to medium coverage. So if you are younger, if you just want something for those no makeup days, I would definitely recommend this. All right, next is the Clean Color Tan Roar Bronzer. I love this bronzer. I would definitely repurchase this. I feel like for my skin tone, it was a perfect color for me. It's not super overly pigmented, but I actually find that I like that because I can just give myself a nice glow, contour a little bit without going overboard. It's completely matte, and I would definitely recommend this, and I really liked it. This is just the matte bronzer. I don't think it has a specific color. Oh, it's Fiji Matte is the color of this. So this was definitely a win in my book. Next was this LA Colors Auto Lip Liner. This is just your basic lip liner. I think this is in a mauve color, but nothing like different and revolutionary. Just a great lip liner. I felt like it lasted, did what it needed to do, made my lip colors not bleed. So I definitely would recommend this. It worked great. All right, so as far as eyeshadows go, I really liked these Clean Color American Icon. Woohoo! Oh, so me to drop things. Let's try that again, shall we? I really like these Clean Color American Eye Doll Baked Shadows. I only got 2 shades. I got this pink and I got a bronze, but the pigmentation on them is amazing. This is so creamy, beautiful. If you put like a burgundy in the crease and pop that on the lid. And I believe I used this one in one of my tutorials as well. Really pretty, really pigmented. That's dry. So if you wet these babies, they show up even more pigmented than that. So it's nice to kind of brush it all over and then go back with this on the lid. I'm not a big, huge fan of single eyeshadows, but I would use these and repurchase these because I feel like the quality of them was good, and it makes me want to try more Clean Color stuff because I really liked these. Next, another Clean Color product was these Airy Minerals. This is a loose powder eyeshadow. I used this in my $1 makeup look. This was a pretty peach shade, and I've talked about this several times, but I really liked that it had nice pigmentation. It is completely matte, and this is the color Once Upon a Time. I would try more of these. I would definitely just get like some browns or whatever. Loose eyeshadows are my favorite formula, but if you do like working with minerals and loose eyeshadows, then I think checking these out would be a good idea. All right, next I have the Malibu Glitz blushes. So these are all numbered like 2, 3, 4. Some of them have a little bit of shimmer to them. Some of them are matte. All of them I really, really liked. They were pigmented, had no complaints. I got like a classic wear out of them. I wouldn't say that they were like the most long wearing blushes ever made, but I definitely didn't have a problem with them fading off in just a few hours or anything. I got a regular day's wear out of these, and The colors looked great. I liked the ones with shimmer. I would definitely purchase more of these blushes, and I mean, honestly, I'll say this forever, but $1. Like, yeah. So Malibu Glitz, thumbs up on the blushes. Some more good blushes are these ones from Ms. Chick. I was a little worried that these were gonna be too pigmented for my fair skin, but once you put them on with the brush, the color was so different. Cause like you swatch it and you're like, oh gosh, that is going to be way too intense, and I was really scared. Well, you take like a stippling brush, just barely tap it in, and then go in on your cheek, and look at the difference. I mean, that, okay, scary. But you get that and just kind of putting it on your cheek like that. Beautiful, creamy, a matte texture. I definitely don't think you need colors Guava and Petal. I think these came looking very similar. And in a future declutter, I might get rid of one of these because I honestly couldn't tell the difference on my face when I wore these. Where this one in Rose, let me give you a little brushy swatch. This one I could definitely tell a difference of. They are a little bit powdery, but this one has more of your baby doll pink. I mean, it looks scary when you finger swatch it, but once you actually get in there and diffuse the color, it's really nice. And if you like a matte blush, be great. But if you have darker skin, you could go in with a heavier hand and these would just pop and look so gorgeous on you. So definitely recommend these. The last blush I got was from Santee, and this one was also a very beautiful, gorgeous blush. This one did have a little bit of shimmer to it. So let me just grab a brush here. I'm kind of getting all swatched up. But this one, I think I also used in the tutorial. Put some on my hand here. So this one's pretty because it has that sheen, iridescence to it, but it doesn't come off on your skin looking glittery or sparkly. So I would try more of these Santee blushes. I really like this. And you get a lot in here. This is like pretty good. And this is in color 2. All right, the Malibu Glitz face powder I liked. I had no complaints about it. It was great setting powder. This is in light, probably. Let's see. It just says face powder. Oh, number 5. And yeah, it worked really well. It set my makeup. It didn't get cakey. So I really had no complaints about that. Alrighty, the Princesa Lipsticks. These are the creamy mattes. I liked all of these. I felt like they were beautiful. I felt like they had great pigmentation. I really enjoyed using these and wearing these. And I liked the packaging. Let's see. So these definitely got an A+ for me. I was seriously impressed with all of these shades, and I would try more, and I'd also try the non-matte colors as well. The only problem is these little stickers fall off, and so you might not be able to find all the colors, but this one is in Bombshell right here, that pinky one, the middle tone, that was that one. And this was Coral Bliss, the brighter one, and then the other one, it got lost somewhere, so I don't know what color that is. But honestly, these were all a great hit for me. I liked these. I also, speaking of lip products, liked the Santee liquid lipsticks. So these ones also had the labels kind of in a funky place. So I've got colors 1, 3, and 6. And I know I swatched these in my haul, but I'll just give you a quick little swatch. I didn't feel like these dried down completely matte to where it was just like drying, but they stained my lips and they lasted a really long time. So I was really happy with this. And it didn't make my lips look like crackly and janky. Looks really good, and they kind of have a sweet smell to them, so if you don't like sweet things, you might not like them. But I would definitely try some more of these. I think when I bought these, all the really nudes and neutral tones were sold out, so I ended up going with these brights. But I'm really happy with the colors that I picked, and I would definitely try out some other ones. Another hit is the Beauty Blender-like sponge. I really like this. It is a little bit firmer. You can hear when I'm using it that's firmer. But overall, I felt like it got a good amount of softness once I got it wet. I felt like it didn't absorb too much product, and I felt like putting on my face, the makeup applied really nicely, and when I've washed it, it's washed up pretty good. So I would definitely recommend trying this out, because for $1, you just can't beat that. back to eyeshadows, I got these Princesa Pearl powders. This pigment right here, this is in number 12, straight up as good as anything you can get from MAC. I am not joking you. Like, I have no qualms whatsoever saying that. This stuff is so freaking pigmented. I gotta find another place to swatch. Here's a brush, okay? So you can't be like, oh, you know, just doing it with your finger. Okay, brush swatch, focus, focus. So beautiful. Now let me wet my brush a little bit, and I'll swatch it right next to it. Alrighty, so you can see it just intensifies it and makes it like liquid metal. So this, honestly, I would definitely try more of these pigments. Considering how expensive MAC pigments are, I was just like, holy cow, I have really, really liked this. And as far as the glitter goes, I really liked this glitter. I did use it in a look I posted on my Instagram. I did a black winged liner and then I just patted this over it. And what I used with it was the e.l.f. Lock and Seal. That seemed to work pretty good. I haven't had a chance to get a glitter glue to try it with that, but I honestly didn't have problems with a lot of fallout throughout the day. And when I took it off at night, I was scared that I was gonna get like glitter in my eyes and I was gonna go blind or something, but I really didn't have any issues. Like, it just swept right off and cleaned up, no problem. So I definitely would recommend checking these out. And they had a ton more colors. I just picked a couple because I just wasn't sure what was gonna be good and what was gonna be bad, but I would definitely try more of these. All right, so now for some of my like, I liked it, but I wasn't in love with it things. This is the Clean Color Palette. Okay, now for $1, this is a great deal. Were all the colors pigmented? No. The only reason why I'm putting it in the medium pile is because when you have colors like from Smashbox and Too Faced, am I really going to reach for this? Probably not. I didn't get that same feeling I got with the pigment where I was just like, holy cow, this is amazing. Or with the blushes, I like it. It's fine. It works good. It's great for beginners. It's great for someone who wants to invest in some colors just to do some of those looks like you used to do with the Beach Cosmetics, the Coastal Scents palettes, and you don't want to spend a lot of money. I mean, I really don't have a complaint as far as like quality versus price. It's just not something I'm probably going to reach for a lot. So that's why I just put it in the so-so pile. One palette I did like a little bit more that I would actually put it in the hits was an LA Colors palette. For the life of me, I just filmed a video. I don't know what happened to it, where it went, but it had 4 colors and the purpley color in it was like so similar to like Stars and Rockets from MAC, and that was probably my favorite. They were all shimmers. I know you can find LA Colors at the Dollar Tree as well. So for that, for $1, I was more impressed with that than I was with the Clean Color palette. Okay, the next so-so product was this Clean Color brow pencil. I liked that it had a spoolie. I liked like the applicator and how pigmented it was. The reason why it's a so-so color is it made my eyebrows look red. Like when I looked back at the video, I was like, yeah, I'm a fan of a little bit cooler eyebrows, and I just didn't really like the tone, and this was medium brown, and they didn't offer a lighter color that I could see. So that's the only reason why I'm putting it in the so-so pile. If you have auburn hair or red hair, this would be awesome for you, but they didn't really offer, at least at the time, one for blondes, one that was more cool toned. So it's not gonna be something I'm ever gonna reach for again, just because it just doesn't match my hair and what I need for my brows. But the overall product worked good and it lasted well. So that's why it's kind of halvesies. So I did get a couple brushes. This one's from Princesa, and the other brush I got for the life of me, I cannot find. But these brushes were okay. Like I'm not gonna say that they were duds, so they probably belong in the so-so pile. And they work fine. My problem with them is that they just shed and they're a little loose on the thing. So for $1, they're fine, but you also can get e.l.f. brushes for $1. And I felt like if it came between buying this and buying an e.l.f. brush for the $1, I would pick an e.l.f. brush. Now, some of the e.l.f. brushes have increased in price. I think the e.l.f. $1 brushes look differently. I think they look more like this, actually. But still, I'd rather spend $3 on an e.l.f. brush than that one. So that one's like, if you really need it, you could use it. They do have some other brushes that look promising, but I haven't had a chance to try those because they're all sold out. All right, the Beauty Face Powder. This was a little bit dark for me, but it was fine. It was a nice powder. I don't know that I'll use it a lot, but it was okay. If you need a light powder, you definitely could use this, but it wasn't something that I was like gonna write home about or anything like that. The Amuse eyeliner, I did like this. The only reason why it's in my so-so pile or my medium is because there's so much product on it when you pull it out. So if you just started going and doing your eyeliner, like there's a lot of product there. And for me and my hooded eyes, I had to seriously scrape it down, and the applicator was still kind of thick, and so I have to work with it a little bit more. I wish the applicator was a little thinner and the little grabby thing that kind of pulls the product off took more product off, so it would give you a little more precise line and it wouldn't get too globby. Like that was just like, whoa, too much. But the formula of this I did like, and I did find that it lasted and like waterproof as far as like eyes watering stuff. I didn't do like a shower test or anything, but as far as like my eyes watering or anything like that, it worked good. Oh, another hit that I forgot to mention is these eyelashes, which I'm currently wearing. For $1, you just can't go wrong with them. They're pretty dramatic, but I like them and they worked good. So there's a hit there. Alrighty, so now let's go on to things that I wasn't as impressed with. This GOV palette, just the pigmentation. There was a few that were okay, but for most of the products or colors, it was just okay. It's not something I'm ever gonna really reach for. So I would probably say pass on this one. And the formula of this didn't really make me want to go out and try other palettes from this brand. Okay, these lipsticks, I just didn't really care for. The pigmentation on them was very weak, and I really had to work to build up any kind of color. But the thing I disliked about them the most was that the formula was really drying and it made my lips look patchy. Like if I had the teeniest bit of dry skin, it was like putting like a beaming light on it and was just like, hello, look at me. Yes, they are matte lipsticks, but the other ones didn't seem to do that quite as much. And yes, you can put moisturizer on before, but I felt like between the pigmentation and like attacking your dry lips was something I'd probably pass on. All right, now let's get to my utter fails. First off was this highlighter. This highlighter is, I don't even know what color, but it says B on it. This was a complete fail because it was an overspray. Beautiful silver and lavender. Once you take that off, it's basically just like a pink kind of chalky powder. I wasn't impressed with this, and I would definitely not recommend purchasing it. Next was the White Lies concealer. This is just so dry, like so dry, and it just, I didn't like it. I worked with it and put it on my eyelids. It didn't crease, but it just, so dry. Just, no, can't do it. So another failed product for me was this Baby Got Volume. Not only was the brush so ginormous, let me just compare this to another mascara brush for you. Okay, the brush is giant. It gave no volume, and it was like so hard to get it into my eyes. It did nothing. It made my lashes look poopy. So fail, fail, fail. Kayla Eyelash Adhesive. This was a fail because I got it in dark, which is kind of my own fault. And it kind of made a mess when I was trying to put it on because I kept getting the dark everywhere. I just prefer using translucent eyelash glue better. But the real problem is it says it's waterproof, and I was getting lifting really quick. Like I was filming a tutorial, like by the end of it, my eyelash was already lifting, and I was like, really? So for staying power, it gets a fail. I think I've gotten all my fails out of the way except for one. Now I got some other sheet face masks, which actually were pretty good. I used those ones and I had no problems. This thing, I don't think I could ever despise a product more in my life. It says wash off formula. It should say burn your freaking face off formula. I had this on my face for all of 20 seconds. I started putting it on, I put it over here, I put it over, and I sat there and I thought, this is tingling kind of a lot. Okay, I think I need to wash this off. And I took it off and it burned my face. This stuff was horrible. I would not recommend it to my worst enemy. And the worst part of it is I just started using my Polish Choice skincare a couple days before, and I woke up the next morning, I had a rash. I will show you pictures. Seriously, I had a rash over my face. I spent the next week and a half to 2 weeks testing each of my products, figuring out what it was. And I thought maybe it was the Paula's Choice. It's for rosacea. What's the deal? It was this. This is the one thing. I didn't dare put it on my face again to test it, but I tried out everything else and nothing else broke me out in a rash like this. This is the devil. Oh my gosh. I mean, just for the fact that when I put it on my face, it was burning instantly. And I'm like, I don't think it's supposed to feel like this. And then waking up with that rash took almost a week to go away. Like, I will have a skincare video coming up where I talk about it and I'm like, what is it? What made my face break out? Oh my gosh, what is doing this? And you will see every day I've got these like little red dots. No. So probably wouldn't recommend any skincare. Get what you pay for there. The other things I got, my sunglasses, my headband, my little scarfy thing are all great. Those are all great things that I like. So overall, I had a super positive experience with Shop Miss A. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big like and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos. I always upload 2 to 3 times a week and I love seeing you guys here and hearing your thoughts and feedbacks. What have you tried from Shop Miss A? Was it a good experience? Was it a bad experience? Did you have an utter fail like I did? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye! I hope you guys got the message behind this, just to be kind to one another and just do whatever makes you happy. Do what makes you feel alive. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.